Among these, two are especially helpful for understanding how karma continues to unfold in everyday life. The first is the result similar to the cause, sometimes translated as the causally concordant result or the result of corresponding flow. This refers to the way karmic forces leave permeations that cause later actions of body, speech, and mind to display tendencies similar in character to the earlier karma. In other words, some karma does not only shape external experiences, it also continues as habits and recurring patterns of reaction. For instance, someone who committed many acts of killing in a previous life may still retain tendencies toward irritability or cruelty, even if they are reborn as a human in this life. The second is the dominant environmental result. This refers to karma functioning as a dominant condition that influences and shapes the external circumstances and environmental conditions in which one lives, inclining the background conditions of one's life toward a particular tone. For example, someone who has repeatedly engaged in violence tends to be reborn in a more dangerous environment. This shows that a single action does not produce only one result, but continues to unfold across different levels. Therefore, when Buddhist texts use the 10 unwholesome actions as an example, and divide them into 3 actions of body, 4 of speech, and 3 of mind, the point is not to present a moral checklist, but to explain an underlying structure of cause and effect. The key idea is that certain actions are not merely a single mistake, but the beginning of a direction that tends to repeat itself again and again. In the same way, Buddhism also uses the 10 wholesome actions to illustrate the opposite pattern. For example, consistently practicing material generosity often makes it easier for a life of abundance and generosity toward others to take shape. Practicing the giving of the Dharma tends to cultivate clarity and understanding. Frequently offering fearlessness, by comforting and protecting others, also helps establish a more stable and secure foundation for one's life and mind. These are not mechanical exchanges, but natural tendencies that arise when similar karmic seeds ripen under appropriate conditions. Wealth is often the result of past meritorious karma ripening into favorable conditions. But if that merit is used only for enjoyment and new wholesome actions are not continually cultivated, it will eventually be exhausted. Poverty, on the other hand, does not necessarily reflect a person's moral character. From a Buddhist perspective, it may arise from the complex ripening of many past karmic causes as various conditions come together. What matters, however, is how one responds to such conditions. If hardship gives rise to resentment and harmful actions, the causes of suffering will deepen. But if one cultivates wholesome actions and merit, even in difficult circumstances, the direction of the future can also change. The key is not wealth or poverty themselves, but how we respond in the present to the karmic conditions we find ourselves in, and whether we gradually turn the direction, step by step. Chill Life, where clarity deepens with every return.